Hello, friends, and welcome back to Kidtastic Games. In the last episode for the Dreambound demo, I ended up having to cut the episode in half because it was getting a little bit too long, and this is just a quick little intro to say, hey, this is the rest of the episode that I recorded. It's another hour long worth of content. I hope you enjoy. Tap, tap, tap. The end of his pencil slowly tapped against his desk as his eyes concentrated on the blond boy's profile. 1 week ago, August had moved into their class. The initial buzz around him had become subdued, and he had fit in with the others easily. He was naturally charming, kind, smart. In short, he could have become friends with anyone. Yet all week, they'd walk home from school together. They'd eaten lunch together during their breaks. Something about Noah's mind was fixated on him. His voice, his smile, the way he was so interested in absolutely everything, no matter who was talking. The way he thought Noah was so amazing. The way he would hang on to each and every one of his words and treat them like the greatest treasures. Noah was completely enamored, whether he realized it or not. Noah, is there something you need? No, Mr. Floyd, I'm sorry. He put the pencil down, embarrassed about being called out in front of everyone, yet again. Before August had arrived, he tried his best to blend into the background, to be ignored wherever possible. It didn't seem to be working. The class laughed at him, everyone except for August and Kane. He buried his head in his workbook, his cheeks a deep red. Anything to escape their laughs. But he knew well enough he would laugh too if it were someone else. That's all for this week, class. No homework since I'm feeling particularly kind right now. Make sure you do some self-study if you find yourself with extra time. The bell rang and everyone began clearing out of the room. Kane sauntered over to Noah's desk, a lopsided smile on his face. Nice tapping. Shut up. I was just thinking. About? Class, of course. Right. Hamlet is so interesting after all. Noah rolled his eyes, but he still laughed in return. Anyway, want to stop by the arcade on the way home? Apparently they have some new machines. Ugh, I wish. My parents got me a new tutor, so I gotta go straight home. That sucks. Well, enjoy. I'll go have fun without you. Asshole. Like a spring shower of flowers, August walked up to stand beside Kane. That same gentle, kind smile on his face. Could we stop by a store on the way home? I wanted to buy some new film. Noah's too busy for us, tutoring, apparently. Oh, I have enough time for that. What? I won't take that much time. We can go to the arcade another day. Right. I'll come too, then. Thought you were going to play games. Oh, if you're busy, I can go by myself. No, I'm not really that busy, so I can come. Noah stood from his desk and picked up his backpack. For some reason, Kane looked disappointed. Instead of noticing that, though, Noah couldn't keep his eyes away from August. The three of them left the classroom behind. Walking down the stairwell, August suddenly paused. I think I left my camera on the desk. You can go on ahead. I don't want to keep you waiting when you have tutoring. We can walk together another time. August waved at Noah and Kane before disappearing back up the staircase. Kane turned to leave, only stopping when he noticed Noah wasn't moving. Come on, he said to leave without him. You go on ahead. I'll wait. I'll just wait too. It's fine. You wanted to go to the arcade anyway. A look that Noah didn't quite understand passed over Kane's handsome features before he shrugged. He turned and started going down the stairs before he looked back up at Noah. Yeah. I wanted to go with you. See you tomorrow, then. He disappeared from the stairwell, leaving Noah alone, waiting. He tapped his foot nervously and cleared his throat. His palms felt sweaty, and for some reason he suddenly wished Kane had stayed after all. What am I even meant to say to him one-on-one? Kane's always been there. Oh. A few steps higher than him, August paused in surprise. In his hands, both a small pink camera and his glasses. Okay. A light dusting of red stood out against his pale skin. Noah desperately searched for something, anything to say, but he came up blank. August finished polishing his glasses before placing them back on his face as if to confirm what he was seeing was actually happening. You should have gone on ahead. You didn't have to wait for me. It's no big deal. I wanted to go together anyway. August's surprise turned into a smile. You know, because we haven't really had that much of a chance to get to know each other. I'd like that. Why don't we go now then, before I make you any more late? August brushed past Noah, leading the way. A faint floral-like smell followed him. The two left the school side by side. A breeze so light that it was barely noticeable blew through the quiet street, gently ruffling August's hair. It wasn't something Noah tried to notice, it was more like he couldn't help but notice. At first they walked in silence. It wasn't awkward, but Noah still racked his mind trying to come up with anything to say. Anything that would make him sound cool, or funny, or like someone August would want to be friends with. So, do you like the school? Why that? I sound so lame. Yeah, I do. Everyone's been really nice to me. I like Mr. Floyd, too. He's fun. Yeah. You said you move around a lot, right? My dad's job involves a lot of travel, so I've never stayed anywhere longer than a year. I'm not even sure how long we'll stay here, to be honest. Your mom must hate that. I'm sure she would, but she actually died a long time ago. What have I done? I'm so sorry, I didn't mean... Don't worry, there's no way you could have known. It's okay. What was she like? My dad said she was a lot like me, but I don't know. She died during childbirth. Just making things worse. Why, Noah? Why? Sorry, I made the atmosphere a little heavy, didn't I? I haven't told anyone else before. No, it's okay, I don't mind what we talk about. I just like talking to you. Well, I like talking to you too. The sun beat down on their faces, warming them to their cores. Every step felt as if it echoed through Noah's body. How about this? Can you guess why my name is August? Well, were you born in August? He smiled wide, brighter than the sun. I'm August, born in August. That's cute. I don't know about cute. Maybe my parents just picked the first thing they thought of. Noah shook his head. It suits you. You feel like an August born in August. Thanks, Noah. Oh, this is the store I wanted to go into. Do you want to come inside or wait here? Noah looked up at the store. The windows were filled with cameras of all shapes and sizes. I'll wait here. Okay, I'll be quick. It's okay, take your time. As soon as August disappeared into the store, Noah leant against the wall, banging his head on it a few times. Why'd I have to say all that? What if he hates me now? Feels like someone's holding my tongue whenever I talk to him. What's wrong with me? It's never like this with Kane, or anyone else in class. It's just him. Him. With a sigh, Noah looked down at his phone. He already had 3 missed calls from his mother. But as his eyes went from his phone screen to August, who he could just see from the window front of the camera store, his choice was obvious. He buried his phone back into his pocket just as August came gliding out of the store. Noah stood up straightly instantly and cleared his throat. What'd you buy? I needed some new film for my camera, see? August pulled the film out of the bag. Noah had never been one to be interested in photography, but right now it seemed like the most interesting thing in the world. Right. You said you liked taking pictures. I remember. I love it. I just don't have a fancy camera or anything, just an instant one, but it lets me keep my memories of all the places I've been. Makes me happy. I won't forget anything if I have them. Once again, side by side, Noah and August continued down the street. Should we take the shortcut? From this point in town, the shortcut isn't actually any shorter, but he likes going that way, doesn't he? Yeah, we should be able to get through from here. Noah climbed up the short brick wall that stood in the way before turning around and holding his hand out for August. He didn't even hesitate for a moment, taking that hand. Noah easily pulled him up to stand beside him. And for only a moment did Noah's hand linger. But a moment was all it took. The river, not so far in the distance, gently trickled by in the mid-afternoon sun as the two boys, together, walked up the mountain path. It was a calming sound, yet Noah felt anything but calm. His hand felt hot where the two had touched, and his heartbeat echoed in his ears. Noah? Huh? What's gotten you so frightened? Sorry, I was just a little stuck in my own head. What was it? I just wanted to thank you for coming with me. I know you were busy, but you didn't really have to. To be honest, I really wanted you to come, so I owe you one. You don't owe me. Actually. Let me see your photos sometime. My photos? They're not anything special. Please. And show me some of your drawings, too. But I think that's a pretty fair trade. Okay. Up ahead, they could already see the backs of their houses. They climbed the final few steps quickly. Thanks again, Noah. I had fun. I'll see you tomorrow. It's fine, really. Yeah, see you tomorrow. Noah's voice was small and meek. His mind screamed out at him to stop being so timid and to just ask what he wanted to ask. But somehow he still struggled in a way he never had before. Wait. I was just wondering if I could, Can I have your number? Fuck. Of course you can. I was actually gonna ask for yours too, but I forgot. They pulled out their phones, Noah ignoring the growing mound of missed calls, and exchanged numbers. Noah stared at the numbers on his screen as if he didn't believe they were real. See you tomorrow, Noah. Every step back to his house felt as if he were walking on clouds. He clutched his phone to his chest, his heart beating much faster than it should have been. There's something wrong with me, isn't there? Noah, just where have you been? Fuck. I had to go to the store to buy a new workbook. I filled my last one already. His mother clutched her necklace so tight her knuckles had gone white. Then you should have told me. You knew your new tutor was coming over today. Sorry, Mom. A man stood up from the couch, a man Noah recognized instantly. I was gonna say, don't you dare say it's Mr. Floyd. Hey, Noah. Sorry, this is probably a surprise. I thought you knew. He rubbed at the back of his neck awkwardly, his eyes drifting over to look at Noah's mother. No, of course I didn't know. Why didn't anyone tell me? Here, don't embarrass me in front of our guest. Go back to your room and start studying, okay? Let's just spend the evening working out exactly what I'm going to be helping you with. Does that sound good? Sure. I'll bring you in some snacks later. Noah, please make sure to concentrate and just not waste any of Mr. Floyd's time. Do you understand? Sure. Noah held the door open long enough for his teacher to enter the room before he slammed it shut. His mother would probably scold him about it later, but at that present moment, he didn't care. With a sigh, Noah sat down on the ground on one side of his table, while Mr. Floyd took the other. For a few moments it was quiet before Mr. Floyd opened his mouth again. Sorry, Noah, I really did think she told you. Anyway, this can be casual, I'm not your teacher here. Kinda are. Okay, I kind of am, but it's still different. Noah couldn't help but crack a smile at his flailing. A laugh escaped his lips and he leant back, finally relaxing. Fine. Do I get to call you by your first name? Well, let's not be hasty here. Mr. Floyd pulled out a notebook and a pencil. I would usually ask what you're struggling with, but we both know you don't struggle with anything, and I'm honestly unsure why you need a tutor. My mom might explode if I don't have one. So it's like that. Why don't I teach you some of the more advanced subjects? They'll come in useful for university. Noah glanced toward his art books. Sounds good. Any specific topics that interest you then? Or would you rather I decide? Noah shrugged. Alrighty, we can start with math and science first of all, and by tomorrow I'll work out a proper study plan. Cool? Cool. Or we could just watch a movie or play some games instead. Sure, if you want me to be fired. Better not then, or I'll end up with an annoying tutor like last time. Annoying? He got the answers to his own questions wrong, didn't appreciate me correcting him, then went crying to my mom and quit. I'm almost impressed. How about we make this fun? If you manage to catch me making a mistake like that, I'll let you play games instead of studying that session. You're on. Despite his best efforts, the rest of the evening passed by without Noah being able to one-up his teacher in any way. Noah had always been smart enough, but Mr. Floyd knew exactly what he was teaching, as if it were second nature to him. A gentle breeze came from his ever so slightly opened window as he finally finished the last question given to him. Good work today. Seriously, Noah, you're going to go places. You're a smart kid. Geez, do you ever make any mistakes? I've made plenty of mistakes. I'm sure I'll make plenty more, too. Good luck catching me making one, though. Mr. Floyd winked, closing up his textbook at the same time. But you're so smart. How did you end up a teacher? What, being a teacher isn't good enough? I didn't mean it like that. I'm kidding. Someone special told me I'd be good at it. I didn't really have anything I wanted to do when I was your age, so I just went with what they told me to do. And as it turned out, I loved it. Girlfriend? Something like that. Anyway, it's getting late. We'll resume this tomorrow. Sound good? I don't know about good, but... Mr. Floyd laughed out loud. I never realized you were such a troublesome kid. He stood and picked up his bags before smiling down at Noah. I'll walk you to the door. Done already? It's 9 p.m. You should be exceptionally proud of your son. He's got a good head on his shoulders. Hey. And I am Mr. Floyd. He is my pride and joy. I'll see you tomorrow, Noah. Good job today. With a casual wave, he left the house. Gotta go to sleep. Night. Good night. Oh, Noah, your brother is going to be back from his school trip soon. Right. The room was already dark. For some reason, this was the time of day Noah liked most. The time of day where no one else would bother him, or question him, or yell at him. He could be alone with his thoughts. Thoughts that were, today, particularly disordered. Usually he'd use this chance to draw, but for some reason he couldn't bring himself to concentrate. Couldn't bring himself to put his pencil to paper. An odd occurrence for him. At any other time, this would be how he got his feelings out, how he made himself feel just a little bit better. But tonight his mind was muddled, a mess that he couldn't decipher. He unlocked his phone and stared at his contact list. August's name stood out from all the rest. His finger hovered over the message button, but he couldn't bring himself to press it. With a sigh, his hand dropped back down to the bed. Outside of his window, the rain fell noisily to the land below. Closed his eyes, listening to that sound, before picking his phone up again. First, he searched for one phrase. Why am I nervous around someone? The answer's inconclusive. More specific. Why do I feel both sick and excited when I see him? A particular word stood out to him on that search page. A word that made him blink a few times, both in surprise and validation. He searched for one final phrase before he fell asleep. What does a crush feel like? I'll be handing back your mock exams now. I'm very proud of how much you've all grown, academically and otherwise. And you should all be proud of yourselves, too. Mr. Floyd walked right between the desks, setting the marked exam papers face down. For some reason, Noah felt nervous. He usually didn't feel nervous about something like this. He'd always done well, after all. But something about impressing both his new tutor and teacher made the butterflies in his stomach start stirring. Mr. Floyd's footsteps echoed through the hushed classroom. Noah looked at the faces of those who had already received their grades. Some looked happy, some disappointed. Wonder what my face will look like to them. Mr. Floyd's footsteps stopped in front of Noah's desk. When he looked up to meet his teacher's eyes, he winked and placed the test down before resuming his walk around the classroom. Taking a deep breath, Noah flipped the page over. 98. I got a 98? That's way higher than usual. That should be everyone. Give yourselves a pat on the back and make sure to relax over the weekend. You've all deserved it. The ball rang just as he finished teaching. Kane quickly bounced over to Noah, with a wide smile on his face. Go on, how'd you do? No way, you show me first. Fine with me. Take a look at this. With a grin that said, try to beat this, Kane slammed his mock exam down on Noah's desk. In a red pen, 94 was circled. Wow, amazing. It's okay, you don't have to be jealous. Oh, I'm not. With a similar grin, Noah pushed his test towards Kane. What? Mr. Floyd may have made a mistake. Mr. Floyd, come back. Kane mockingly pretended to chase after their teacher, who just laughed and waved him off, busy packing up his things. Give that back. How the hell did you get a 98? 98? Noah, that's amazing. In the middle of all the ruckus, August had approached quietly, a look of amazement on his face. At his arrival, Kane had tensed up a little. Oh, thanks. You probably cheated. I did not. I just have a new tutor. Oh, I remember you mentioning that. He must be really good. Yeah, he is. I can't believe this. My winning streak ruined. Shut up already. You only beat me before because I didn't care. Oh, it is really sob. Don't say sob out loud. That sounds so stupid. Kane and Noah laughed. We should celebrate somehow. You don't have to do that. It's not even a big deal. I want to. 98 is really amazing. You should be proud. How did you do? Well, I got a 75. Not as good as the two of you. That's still really amazing too, you know. You're really amazing. How about you two stay over at my place this weekend? I've got some new games. August blinked a few times, obviously surprised. Me? Well, yeah, it was your idea to celebrate. I just thought that you... Yeah, I think that would be really fun. Alright, let's do it. Actually, out of character, August stuttered a little, as if he was nervous about what he was going to ask, before he brushed it off and regained his usual confidence. Why don't you two come over to my place? My dad's been asking me to introduce my friends to him. August's house? August's bedroom? It's fine with me. Noah? Staying overnight at August's house. In August's bedroom. Earth to Noah. Hey, stop zoning out. Okay if you don't want to. No, I do. I really want to. Anyway, I gotta go home now. My tutor is coming over again. One of these days you'll have the time to hang out again. Yeah, whatever. Well, let's walk home together. I don't have anywhere else to go today. As the three of them walked towards the door, Mr. Floyd called out, Good job, Noah. I'll see you later. In response, Noah smiled and waved. See you later. What was that about? What was what about? See you later. Oh, Mr. Floyd is my tutor. Things are starting to make sense. What's that supposed to mean? Kane shrugged. Just saying that your high mark is beginning to make sense, since the two of you are friends. Shut up, I earned that. You're just jealous. He's way better than my last tutor anyway. I don't think I've ever had a tutor. I thought that only happened in movies and stuff. Oh, you're so lucky then. I've been stuck with mine since I was 7. Wow. I've gone through a few. If you ever need any help, I could tutor you, if you wanted. You tutoring? I think the 98 is going to your head. Shut up. Thanks, Noah. I think I'll take you up on that. There are a few things I didn't understand on the test. No problem. Unrelated, but I heard your brother is going to be back soon. Don't remind me. You have a brother? Yeah, he's a little older than me. Feels like you two don't get along very well. He's the golden child and I'm the failure, after all. Failure? Don't be silly. You always get good marks. Your teacher likes you. You're so good at art, too. He got 100 on every test through high school. He was the captain of 2 different sports teams, president of the school council. How did you hear that anyway? Your mom was chatting with my mom the other day. Heard it from her. Of course, she's just gotta brag that her favorite child is coming home. Let me stay at your place for a couple weeks, just until he's gone. As much as your mom likes me, I think she'd kill both of us if we tried that. My mom likes you more than she likes me. I'm sure you could ask her for anything and she'd say yes. You could always stay at my place. Wait, really? Hey, I wouldn't want to bother you. You'd never be a bother, and you're always welcome in my house. Thanks. Before long, they'd already reached home, to Noah's disappointment. I want to spend some more time with him. If only I didn't have tutoring tonight. Even though we've been in the same class for a while now, I feel like we barely got to hang out. My earphone just died. With that thought in his mind, he braced himself for what was awaiting him. He could hear their voices before he even stepped through the door. They didn't keep their words in hushed tones, instead deciding that if anyone did overhear them, they didn't care. I think this new tutor is a good fit for him. If he can convince him to finally give up that girly hobby, then I don't care who it is. Maybe his brother will finally be able to talk some sense into him, too. He purposefully cut into their conversation, ignoring their words even as they dug deep into him. What's so wrong with drawing? I have something to show you. Here. Noah fished the test paper out from his bag and handed it over to his mother, who gasped in surprise. Noah, did you take someone else's test? What? No. Did you cheat? No. This is really yours. Oh, not bad. Not nearly as good as Asher. Right. My bad. I'll try harder next time. Don't worry, dear. He'll get it next time. With an inaudible sigh, Noah felt his spirits deflate. He took back the paper and buried it in his backpack. I'm going to go wait for my tutor in my room. Good boy. I'll bring you in some snacks later. Instead of setting up for his new tutor, Noah found himself pulling his old sketchbooks from his shelves. His eyes danced over the pages, looking at everything he'd poured his heart into for the last few years. Guess I just suck. Why am I never good enough? At least August thinks it's cool. For what must have been the 100th time, Noah stared down at August's contact in his phone, but decided against texting him. It's not like I have anything to say to him. I'm here. Noah, you should be so proud of yourself after that last test. You've always been so good. No, great. But you've grown even further. Thanks to you. Mr. Floyd shut the door behind him and shook his head. No, it's because you've put the effort in. He sat his textbooks down on the table before glancing towards the sketchbook in Noah's hands. What's this? They're nothing. This is your art? Noah braced himself. He waited for the same words that came from each of his tutors, like robots with strict scripts. The scripts that, by extension, came from his parents, every single time. You should give that up. It's a waste of time. You should study instead. You have so many talents. I had no idea you could draw. You're not gonna tell me to stop? Of course not. He laughed and sat down. But unlike you, I struggle with even a stick figure, so I won't be of any use in that regard. Should we get started on what I can help you with? Noah felt a lightness in his heart that he didn't know could exist. He's on my side? Mr. Floyd opened up one of his math textbooks, waiting for Noah to join him. He sat on the other side of the table and pulled out his workbook. Equations and calculations sat against the page like a foreign language. I think we can move on to a new subject now. You've already proven to have a mastery over what I've taught so far. Noah nodded, but his eyes went back down to his phone. Thought he would have sent me a message by now. Maybe he doesn't want to. Or maybe he wants me to send one first? Or maybe he just doesn't have anything to say, since we're not even that close and we see each other every day at school. Or maybe... You know what? Maybe he didn't actually want to give me his number and I put him on the spot. Is it too weird to message each other? Hello, Earth to Noah. Mr. Floyd waved his hand in front of Noah, snapping him out of wherever his mind had gone. Oh, sorry, I'm listening. Of course you're not. His tutor closed his textbooks, looking earnestly at him. What's on your mind? I'm sorry, Mr. Floyd, I'll concentrate now. Noah reached across the table, trying to open the textbook back to the page on whatever his teacher was currently trying to talk about. But unfortunately, Mr. Floyd was faster than him. He gently placed his hands on the book, stopping it from being opened before shaking his head. Some things are more important than schoolwork. A lot of things, really. Don't tell anyone I said that to you. No one will ever do their homework again. Is it really okay? He'll think I'm weird, won't he? But I feel like I could trust him. Actually, something has been on my mind. I don't want you to laugh at me, though. Go ahead, I won't laugh. What does liking someone feel like? Liking someone? Like, you know, liking someone. Like, love for something. Mr. Floyd did in fact laugh for a second before he noticed the serious expression on Noah's face. Okay, you're serious. You're a healthy teenage boy. I thought you would have known this already. Let's see, I wasn't exactly prepared for this. He cleared his throat awkwardly. So, you mean like, physically? Yeah, how would you know? Let me think back to being a teenager. I guess I used to feel awkward around my crush, butterflies, wanting to talk with them, staring at them. Sounds kind of creepy looking back on it. Is it someone in the class? You don't have to tell me. Noah nodded wordlessly. Sophia? Or maybe Arya? Is it wrong to like someone that's like me? Someone like you? It's August. A silence followed his sudden outburst. He blinked, surprised at Noah's answer. Of course that's not wrong. Really? Yeah, you have nothing to be worried about. A warm feeling spread within Noah's chest. Validation. It's okay. I'm okay. I'm normal. This has really been bothering you, huh? Well, don't worry, I won't tell anyone. Mr. Floyd reopened his textbook naturally, segueing back into the lesson. Now, where were we? Noah picked up his pencil and listened carefully, his mind suddenly as clear as the sky just outside the window, which had begun to dim into a gentle orange. Right, advanced calculus, everyone's favorite. You'll pick it up in no time. How do you even remember so much? Would you believe me if I said I just love math so much that it's all I do in my free time? Ew. Even teachers aren't that sad. Well, except maybe Miss... Wait, I shouldn't say that. I really shouldn't say that. Come on, now I'm curious. My lips are sealed. Fine. And how do you remember it all? The truth is, I don't remember everything. I think that's the same no matter what you study. You learn things, you forget things, you relearn things. That sounds so lame. Who'd want to relearn something you're not interested in over and over again just to teach someone else? Me, I suppose. There's something satisfying about being able to pass on knowledge. Maybe you'll understand one day. I would be an awful teacher. Art teacher, then? No, I'm nowhere near good enough. I beg to differ, but whether you want to do that or not, I can see you going far with your art. Keep it up, okay? Mr. Floyd chatted happily, circling a formula in Noah's workbook at the same time. He can do advanced calculus and small talk at the same time. He's really something else. Do you have someone you like? What? Where'd that come from? I was just wondering. You said that someone special told you to be a teacher, right? So you do pay attention in class. I thought you were too busy tapping your pencil against the desk. Hey. I did. You did? That person isn't around anymore. I haven't really been interested in dating since then. Oh. I'm sorry. What? Oh, they aren't dead. They just got married. I went to the wedding and it was beautiful. Still just a little heartbroken, I guess. Did you try that thing they do in movies? Objecting? I'd die before actually doing that. Really, this is just another lesson for you. Take risky shots before you don't have the chance anymore. Was her dress pretty, at least? He looked happier than ever. Oh, right, her dress was pretty too. At some point, the sun had fallen deep over the horizon, leaving the moonlight to shine in from the large window at the back of the room. Mr. Floyd shut his textbook with a sad sigh, staring out the window as if he was waiting for someone to miraculously appear. When no one did, he turned back to Noah. I think that's enough for today, though I think we chatted more than studied. Don't tell on me, alright? I need the extra money. I knew you weren't just here out of the goodness of your own heart. Mr. Floyd smirked in response, and Noah found himself laughing alongside the man as they both headed towards the door. Good work today, Noah. I'll see you tomorrow. I see you two are finally done. Good. A word, if that's okay with you. Of course, ma'am. Noah, you can go back to your room. Why? The adults need to speak. Go on, run off. Alright. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow, Mr. Floyd. The door shut quietly behind Noah as he tried to put aside his mother's dismissive attitude. On his table, various books were still laid out from the tutoring session, but his studies weren't what was on his mind. He says it's okay. That I like August. Right. I like him. That's what this is. Noah settled between his sheets, closing his eyes. Outside the door we could hear, the low murmuring of talking, but couldn't make out any specific words. Whatever they were talking about, it didn't matter. At that time, at that moment, nothing else mattered to him but the feeling of finally being accepted. Finally feeling like he'd found his place. With that in mind, he closed his eyes. Morning had come around much too quickly. Noah had spent most of the night tossing and turning, thinking about what his teacher had said, and his feelings for the boy who lived just next door. He'd only just managed to get sleep when his eyes snapped open. For some reason, the sunlight that streamed in from outside seemed to be particularly bright this morning. That was cause for alarm. Noah reached out for his phone and flipped it open. Time on it read 8:25 a.m. My alarm didn't go off. The bell's going to ring in 5 minutes. 2 minutes later, he was already dressed and ready to leave. He quickly checked himself in the mirror and smoothed out his hair before he practically flew out the door. Mom, why didn't you wake me? Both the kitchen and living room were devoid of any and all life. Usually, at least his mother would be still around at this time of day, but it seemed that she was out. With no more time to waste on where they had gone, Noah picked up his backpack from near the front door and stepped into his shoes before shooting out the door. In a hurry, Noah circled around his house to reach the overgrown yet well-worn track that led down the mountain. If I run, I won't be too late, I hope. Usually he would either wait around for August and Kane or see them waiting for him already. This time he didn't expect to see either of them. Maybe that's why he stopped in his tracks when a bit of blonde hair shone in the sun through the foliage ahead of him. Wait, August? I'm not ready to see him yet. Should I go back the way I came? Ugh, but he's been waiting for me all this time. Noah? A voice called out from beyond the green leaves. Green eyes that nearly matched peered at him, first in surprise, then in happiness. Noah, it is you. What are you doing here? I was waiting for you so we could walk to school together. But now you're going to be late. I don't mind being a little late. What if I was sick or something? Or wasn't going to get today? God damn it, every single time. Well, I was contemplating coming to knock on your door, but I didn't want to rush you. Thanks. Kane didn't wait? Oh, he wanted to come drag you out of bed himself, but he said something about his father telling him not to be late today for some reason. Weird. Shoulder to shoulder, the two started speeding down the mountain, careful not to slip. At that present moment, being late for school was the last thing on Noah's mind. All of his senses were consumed by August. His eyes filled with the sight of his face that shone like sunlight falling on a field of flowers. His nose filled with the smell of August shampoo, which still drifted off of his slightly damp hair. His ears much too aware of August's breath, of his footsteps, of the rocks tumbling beneath his feet. Each time their shoulders brushed together, Noah could feel himself wanting to run away as fast as possible. The only thing missing from the five senses was taste. Taste. The taste of... God, what am I thinking? Noah felt his face flush. Never in his life had he thought of another person this way, and now suddenly it was as if it was all he could think about. Did you sleep in? Huh? Noah nearly jumped out of his skin when August spoke up. Oh, I didn't sleep very well. I think I forgot to set my alarm, too. I hate when that happens. Usually my mom would wake me up if I oversleep, but she wasn't at home this morning. August pulled out his phone and checked his clock. Doesn't look like we'll be too late, at least. Though if we're late already, we should just skip class and hang out instead. I'm kidding. Oh. Doesn't sound so bad to me. I think my dad might cry if I skip school, to be honest. Really? Yeah, that's the kind of person he is. Up ahead, the greenery was slowly giving way to concrete. For some reason, that filled Noah with a sense of sadness. Here, together and alone, they were in a place no one else could reach, no one else could ruin. But out there, the world went on. I wish we could just stay here. Nothing, it's fine. Come on, we should hurry up. The two boys ran through the streets and into the school gates. The teacher who had been minding the gates simply shook her head as the two walked in. Geez, now they're gonna think I'm a bad influence on you even more. Being influenced by you doesn't sound so bad. Ahem. The two stopped dead in their tracks as they walked into the classroom. So busy chatting they almost forgot they were late. The room was hushed and all eyes went to the two boys. You, take a seat. Me? Yes, you. Okay. August took his seat alone, leaving Noah standing awkwardly by the door. Sitting at the front desk was someone other than their teacher. Principal. Noah, I take it? Yeah, sorry we're late, it's all my fault. We'll deal with your tardiness later. For now, please come with me. Noah stood his ground. Why? I assumed your parents would talk to you. When Noah didn't budge, the principal simply sighed and shrugged his shoulders before opening his mouth once again. You'll be moving classes from today. What? Why? Because your parents have requested it. Now come on, let's not make a scene. But, you'll be in class 3-1 from today onwards. Come on, I'll introduce you. Class, Mr. Floyd will arrive shortly. Please use the time for self-study until then. Sir, please, I think there's been a mistake. You're Noah, correct? Yes. Your parents requested... Well, I can't really say requested. Demanded would be more suited, I think. They demanded you be moved at once. Your mother was in here this morning in person. Why you weren't told, I don't know. Noah felt himself deflate. Mom did this? Why? Do I really have to move? Unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. Your family is a major financial backer. Whatever he said after that, Noah couldn't bear to listen to it anymore. It always comes down to money, doesn't it? Have enough money and you can mess anyone's life over as much as you want. Hate her. Hate them so much. The two stopped in front of a door that was identical to the last classroom, and the two stepped inside. Once again, the class looked towards him as he entered, but this time, the faces were much more unfamiliar. A young woman with short orange hair and dark eyes smiled towards him. Quickly, she moved to pull him to the side. "You must be Noah. Please, you can take a seat. You can call me Miss Rose. I understand you were probably moved here against your wishes, so I won't force you to stand at the front of the class and introduce yourself, okay?" "Fine." She smiled. Her eyes seemed sympathetic, but Noah looked away from her angrily. Noah sat at his desk. At the desk he was pointed towards wordlessly, a frown on his brow. "What's going on? Why would they do this to me? This isn't fair. This isn't fair." The principal, done with his part, left the room after nodding to Miss Rose. Noah kept his mouth shut, his workbook closed, and his pen lying to the side, unused. He stared out the window at the mountains in the distance. "We should have just stayed there. Skipped class and hung out, like you said. Everything sucks. Everything sucks except for you." Miss Rose's voice droned on in the background while Noah paid her no mind. His eyes wandered from the mountains back to his desk. He opened up his workbook. It was filled with yesterday's notes, neat and tidy. He lifted his pen to the page next to it and harshly scribbled a line down the page, then another, and another, leaving muddy black ink over his white canvas. Before Noah knew it, the lunch bell was ringing, and he was the only one left in the classroom. He jumped up from his desk and stormed out of the room, searching for one person in particular. "Hey." Noah finally spotted him. Mr. Floyd walked down the stairwell alone, his materials for the day held tightly in his arms. When Noah launched down the steps towards him, he dropped his books and papers everywhere. "What's going on?" Wordlessly, he bent down to pick up his dropped items, but Noah quickly advanced further towards him. "I said, what's going on? Why have I been moved?" "Your parents requested it." "But why?" "I was wrong. You shouldn't listen to my advice." "What do you mean?" Mr. Floyd paused, his face conflicted. His words were slow and drawn out, as if he was struggling to say them. "My advice about August. You should ignore it." "So, you're telling me the way I feel is wrong after all?" "I'm sorry, Noah, but please don't speak to me again, or both of us will be in trouble." With his papers gathered, he continued down the stairs, leaving Noah alone with his anger. Fuck. He punched the wall uncharacteristically, filled with rage. I just want to be in the same class as August. This isn't fair. Noah. Hey. What's going on? What was all that this morning? Great question. I got escorted to Miss Rose's class this morning by the principal, and no one will tell me what's going on. They just keep saying that my parents made me move. But why? Kane's frown deepened, his usual teasing face replaced with something much more serious. They can't just do that. Apparently, they can. Once again, they just want to ruin my life. I'm sorry. At least they didn't suddenly move me to another school. Shit could be worse, I guess. Still doesn't make this fair. Fine. Then I'm gonna come sit in Miss Rose's class today, if we're allowed to just move however we want. Don't, you'll just get in trouble. And? What are they gonna do? It's not worth it. I'll try to work it out. You want me to tell August? Not yet. Maybe I can fix this somehow. I'm going home now, so you don't have to wait for me after school. Will that just get you in more trouble? Probably, but I don't really care. Right? Then I'll see you tomorrow. See what I can do too. Kane gave Noah a wave before going back out into the hallway. Filled with anger, Noah flew down the staircase and out into the street, ignoring the calls from the teachers behind him. What's going on? What are you doing home? Class doesn't finish until this afternoon. Why did you get me moved to a different class? I'm very disappointed in you, Noah. For many reasons. Give me your phone. Now. What? Why? Now. Frustrated, he whipped his phone from his bag just in time to see the screen light up with a name he'd been waiting for all this time. August. But it was too late. She snatched it from his hand as he floundered to get it back. Wait, let me check that text. She looked down at the screen before sighing and switching the phone off. You're not having this back. From now on, you better only concentrate on school. I don't want any more nonsense from you. What? No more stopping places on the way home, and absolutely no hanging around August anymore. I don't understand. Why did you make me move class? Why are you punishing me for no reason? Go to your room. What about my tutoring later? We've fired your tutor. I'll find you a new one soon. Tears threatened to overflow as he stomped back to his room and slammed the door shut, the echo traveling through the entire house. That asshole. He told her everything, didn't he? When they went to talk alone, he told her everything I said to him. He told me I was normal, but then he told them everything. I shouldn't have trusted him. Fuck. He told me I was normal. Asshole. Noah collapsed on his bed, burying his tear-filled face into his mountain of pillows. He didn't even bother kicking his shoes off. It's not fair. Why does everyone want to ruin my life? I just want to be in the same class as them. At some point, his eyes began to feel heavy, and he fell into his sleep that finally stopped his tears. And the world kept moving around him. Kane, frustrated with his own inability to help. August, who wondered if messaging Noah was too forward, especially as he was ignored. When Noah opened his eyes again, his room was already dark. His eyes felt puffy and his skin tight. He sat up from his bed and turned a lamp on. In a mirror across the room, he saw his reflection. Looked like crap. Maybe I should try that thing August said. He left the room and returned with his hands full of various products his mother owned. What's all this do, anyway? I guess it's not surprising August used this stuff. His skin looks really soft, smooth. I bet if I touched it, I bet it would feel really nice. He picked up a few random bottles of various sizes. Toner, cleanser, serum, or serum perhaps, eye cream. What is all of this? Finally, he found the bottle he was searching for in the sea of other bottles. Light moisturizer. Maybe this will help. Awkwardly, he rubbed it all over his face, waiting for something magical. Well, I guess it feels a little fresher. Stuff is way too overpriced. He sighed, dropping the bottles onto his floor as he fell back onto his bed. Of course, he finally texts me and she takes my phone. Of course. The thing I've been waiting for. Maybe I should go over and talk to him. Otherwise, he'll think I'm ignoring him. Standing, he rested his hand on the doorknob before trying to turn it. Locked. What? I left just a minute ago. Did they seriously lock me in here? I guess leaving in the middle of the night is probably a bad idea anyway. Some fresh air would be good. With that thought, he pulled open his window before he froze. In the window across from his, he saw him. August. A pair of headphones sat in his ears, and the sound of his soft humming came from behind his closed window. His bedroom, it's right across from mine? How did I not notice? He drew his shallow breath and held it, as if waiting for something to go wrong, for someone to take this away from him too. But nothing happened. He searched through his room, looking for something to throw. Pencils. Please let me not damage his window or hit him. Bang. 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 He threw them one at a time. Not too hard lest someone in his house notice, but he hoped hard enough to attract August's attention. Before long, he saw August pull his headphones from his ears and look towards the window. His big green eyes were filled with surprise. He rushed toward the window and opened it, and a pencil soared over his head and into his room. Noah quickly slid out of his window and sat atop the windowsill. August copied him, doing the same. Noah! Shh, or someone will notice. He whispered in return, raising his finger to his lips. August nodded knowingly, as if he understood exactly what was going on. I was distracted by the champion branding. I had no clue my bedroom faced yours. Noah could have swore he saw a dusting of pink on August's cheeks as he chuckled quietly. I noticed the other day. I thought you knew already. I shut my curtains when I get changed, don't I? I don't know how I didn't notice. I'm sorry about ignoring your text. I didn't get to read it because my mom took my phone. She says I can't have it back. What? Why? I can't tell him what I said to Mr. Floyd. I confided in Mr. Floyd about a personal issue, and he gave me some advice, but then he went and told everything to my parents anyway. And now everything is ruined. They made me move class, they took my phone, and they said I'm not allowed to talk to you anymore. And everything is just a mess. Sorry, I should have told you earlier. It'll be okay. Don't worry about the message either, it's not your fault. I wanted to be in the same class as you. As me? I just like spending time with you. And Kane too, of course. I wish we could be in the same class too. Sorry, I don't want to make you feel even worse. Then I'll just move class as well. What? Are you serious? Well, I'll ask my dad if he can organize it or not, but either way we can still hang out, right? You don't have to do that. I'm sure you have other friends in class apart from me. August shook his head and gave Noah his signature smile. I want to spend my time with you. But you don't find me annoying? As if August could read his mind, he smiled gently towards Noah. He paused. You and Kane showed me what it's like to have real friends. I don't want to lose that. Oh. Right, Kane. Noah scratched at the back of his head awkwardly, annoyed at himself for jumping to conclusions. I'll tell him about the plan, too. Yeah, probably a good idea. All of a sudden, August went quiet as he peered through the darkness towards Noah. Noah became as still as a statue, freezing up completely under his scrutinous eye. What? Did you use moisturizer? I just thought I'd try it since you said it was good. Noah glanced away, filled with embarrassment, just in time to see a flash. In August's hand, a pink camera. He smiled from behind it as it printed out a picture. A picture of Noah. Did you just... I used the film we bought at the store together. See? What the... You should just throw that away. You don't need a picture of me. No chance. I think I want to hang it up in my room. If you're going to do that, then we should take one together. We can do that, but I want to keep this one too. That's kind of embarrassing. Really? I like it. Whenever I feel lonely, looking at my photos makes me feel happier. You can just come see me instead. From behind him, Noah heard the sound of something being unlocked. With a feeling of dread in his stomach, he jumped back in his window. I think my mom's here. I gotta go. Good night. Good night, Noah. Sleep well. I think I said sleep. With an N. Noah's door swung open just as he managed to retreat back under his covers. His heart was beating hard, so hard it was almost painful. Because I nearly got caught? No. Because I like August. A lot. I like him. You're in bed? I was going to bring you dinner. I'm not hungry. Fine. Straight home from school tomorrow, do you understand? Can I stay at a friend's place this weekend? Noah's mother crossed her arms, obviously not impressed by his question. Which friend? She knows. If I say Kane's now, I'll just be in more trouble. August's. Kane is coming too. No, you're not allowed over at his house, and you're grounded anyway. Good night, Noah. She shut the door behind her before Noah could even think of a response. Night, Mom. Alone, as always. But on the other side of his window, someone that made him feel together. Oh my gosh, chapter 1 was long. Don't tell me there's chapter 2 as well. Oh my gosh. How long is this demo? Alright, well, with that being the end of chapter 1, this seems like it is a good place to end for now. Oh my goodness, that was long. I'm definitely gonna have to cut it in half or something because we're at 2 hours and 30 minutes of recording. But I'm definitely enjoying myself with this game. It's not what I was expecting, but it's just really fun. I'm really liking it. So I hope that you're enjoying it too. We apparently still have a little bit more of the demo to go through. So I hope you join me next time as we get through that. And I'll see you then.